So I finally got the transmission from the guy that had his transmission go down, and I think he said it was a 2000 Chevy 1500. It was his brother's truck, and 3/4 went down on it. Wouldn't shift, wouldn't do anything. It was going forward and reverse, and that was it. And so this is that transmission. Sadly, the case is no good. The center support wound up spinning inside the case, so our case is junk. I still got to get that low reverse piston out, but I'll get that done today. He dropped this off to me yesterday, and now I'm making a video. I am slacking off. Oh well. So this is the forward Planetary. So when he dropped this off, I felt the output shaft and it moved in and out too far. Told the guy, his son, that sounded like it might be a thrust washer, or a thrust bearing that went out. And yeah, the thrust bearing went out alright, because it's gone. Literally gone. In fact, that's it right there. That's what's left of the thrust bearing that was on that Planetary. So Planetary's a goner, and then so is that. All gone. Not good no more. So pretty much this whole thing has to get scrapped up. Well, scrapped, because that's got some damage on those teeth in there from the pins of the bearing floating all over the place. So that's a gunner. Surprisingly enough, the Sungear is good. The pump's not too bad. I could reuse the pump in this. That's not too good either. As you see here, that hub is a goner. Never seen that happen before. The single cage of death. So luckily I have another part there I could possibly use for this transmission's rebuild. But so that's when that got shoved forward, it did that to the forward apply plate, well, backing plate, forward clutch backing plate. I'm repeating myself all over again. What else is new? And that clutch has got a lot of, all those forward clutch steels have those splotches on them. There's that. So very Planetary, seems to be in good shape. Center support and the Sprag seems to be in good shape. Roller clutch. And that's another thing that got damaged. For Sungear's junk. Tis is junk. Stock servo. Took the spaceship plate off, and the check ball was stuck right there I believe it's the only one. Oh, that one's starting to go through. So these three are fine. That iffy, really iffy, and that's definitely not good. And when I went to take the forward Planetary out with the forward reaction shaft, it did not want to come out at all, because apparently even the output shaft is stripped right along there, so the Planetary has trouble clearing those splines. Oh, really dirty situation. And so I had a aluminum piston in the 3.4, but a plastic one, the 1.2 housing, and plastic in the Ford, the accumulator on the valve body. So I gotta take all the good stuff off this case. Take the low reverse piston out. Take that shift cable bracket off. That bracket off. Extension housing. And I got another case coming to replace this one. But I don't know if it's going to come with the cooler line fitting. So I'll go ahead and pop those off this case. Have those to go with. Yeah. I got some good parts here from a junkyard transmission I just recently got. I could possibly use the output shaft out of this gear set for that gear set. Backing plate I could probably use to replace that one. That Chile a mess right there. So that's the reverse input drum for this transmission. It is got a little bit of slight warpage going on, so I'm going to be putting a new one in here to replace that one. I don't want to run any risk of using that, although it is slightly warped. I still don't want to take any chance with it. So I put a new reverse input drum in here with an extra wide 2/4 band, and used the inner parts of that drum for the new drum. That way he'd be set with that. So I gotta get a new wiring harness. That was kind of shady. Got some major junk in that pan from this transmission. And somebody used silicone on the oil pan, which I don't like. And I really don't like the cork gasket, because that stuff just literally glues itself to everything that it comes in contact with. So I cleaned the oil pan off, cleaned the inside out. I forgot to mention that this forward reaction shaft, it is junk, but I'm going to be going back with a thrust bearing style forward reaction shaft and hub instead of this thrust washer type crap. So yeah, a lot of cleaning to do. So I am going to put a Corvette servo in this transmission. The guy really don't want this to shit hard, but you know, what can you do? You know, put a new servo in it, that's worn out. And I have yet to find out who has stock servos for these vehicles. So a Corvette servo will be going in. that'll do for this video. I'm going to work on getting that piston out, getting this case stripped down from all the parts I'm going to need for the other case. The sun shell is junk, even if it ain't busted. I never go back with a used sun shell. I always put the new in. So anywho, that does it for this video. I will do an update on this transmission. I don't know, probably right after I get it built and ready to be going back to its owner. So anyway, y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching.